What was life like growing up in New Hampshire? Yeah.
Growing up in New Hampshire, it was it was nice growing up there. I originally lived in a really small town. I'm talking like 800 people till I was about in fourth grade, and then we moved to a little bit bigger town, and it was basically like the city for me and my sister of 6,000 people, which is still a pretty small town considering. And, it was cool. We were outside a lot, playing in the woods. I mean, me and my buddies would be out in the woods, playing guns when we were younger. And then as we got older, it was all about going out, having bonfires and partying and all that type of stuff. So, it was good living up there. I go visit frequently now, but I'm glad that I live in Massachusetts.
Yeah, it sounds like it was a nice experience growing up, but like you said, you enjoying the big city.
I enjoy the city now. There's a lot going on. Obviously, the training opportunities are here in Boston with all the coaches that I've met and all the good people that I've met and work opportunities. And for my lifestyle, there's just a lot more going on, and I like being in the city. I never knew if I'd enjoy it or not, but here I am, and I'm loving it. I don't think I'm going to go anywhere for a while.
What originally got you interested into MMA?
Me and my dad started watching the old UFCs. I'm talking like, the original UFCs, and we'd go to this place, and we would go pick out like the newest UFC. So we were watching them from when I was at a very young age, and I was interested in it, and I loved it. I was always really drawn to it. I was never great at other sports. I was okay at like soccer and other sports. But with that being said, I was always athletic. So when I discovered karate and boxing and all these forms of martial arts, I was like, this is what I was meant to do. And it's funny, I was kind of reflecting the last few days. I remember vividly saying when I was about 15 years old that I wanted to be in the UFC. And like when I really started kind of thinking about it. And 12 years later, I have my opportunity. So it's been, a lot of in and out of training for a long time. And the last 3-4 years, I've really dedicated a lot of time. And especially this last year is the most time I've ever dedicated to the game. So it's this is just the beginning, really.
So what's it like to be the unpredictable one?
The unpredictable one. That guy scares me. I don't know. I don't like that guy. No, the unpredictable one. I guess that applies to a few different areas of my life. But in the cage, my coach was like, I don't know what the fuck you're gonna do. Am I allowed to swear on here?
It's okay.
Okay. He's like, I don't know what you're going to do. I just know you're going to go in there and fight. And I was like, yeah, I'm pretty much on the same page, Like, I train in everywhere, and I just go in there. Whatever happens, happens. So I guess it applies to the way I train people, too. I teach classes, and I do personal training, and they never really know what they're going to get, So the unpredictable one has a few different contexts.
What do you feel the weight class that you're in is the best one out there currently?
I believe the 170 and the 185 divisions, I feel like, are the best, are the most dangerous. You get that blend of guys that are the most athletic and that have knockout power. So if you go up to like the heavyweight division, of course the guys have knockout power, but a lot of times if they don't get knocked out in the first round, it's going to be them laying on each other for 3. And then on the other side of the spectrum, the 125s, 135s, they're very exciting to watch, but you're not seeing as many knockouts. So I think that the 170, 185 is the most dangerous divisions because you got the guys who are real athletes, strong guys. They have the ability to slam someone. They have the ability to knock someone out.
Tell us a little bit about your pro debut. What were your thoughts going into that?
My pro debut. So, my pro debut was actually when I was 18 years old, and it was, looking back, it was kind of a mistake. I wasn't training a whole lot. I had turned 18 like a week before, I got offered this fight. Someone got injured, and of course, as an 18-year-old kid, I'm like, yeah, I'll make a little cash. Why not? I was a scrappy kid that just liked to fight, so I took this fight, and I guess I didn't really have any major expectations except just going there and knock the kid out. And I went in there, and I had a good fight, but I got caught in a triangle choke at the end of the first round, and so my pro career started at 0-1. And that was when I was 18 years old. And then I didn't fight for 6 years after that. I joined the Army. And, I say didn't fight, but I fought in a different way. I didn't fight MMA. I joined the Army, and that took up all my time. And I got some training in with some guys here and there. But it took me 6 years to get back. And when I came back, I was kind of like, shit, I would prefer to do a few amateur fights. But here I am. I got to fight pro. Because I have an 0-1 pro, but it worked out well for me.
Who do you feel your toughest opponent was?
My toughest opponent, I would say, was Will Santiago. He is also on the Contender series on June 12th. He's another guy fighting for a UFC contract. And he was my one loss in the last 3 years. We had a great fight. We fought for the welterweight title of Cage Titans, and it was a back and forth battle, and he ended up the victor, and he's had quite a few wins since then. So I'd say he's the toughest guy I have respect for, and we stay in touch still, actually.
So in your next fight, as part of that Contender series, you're fighting Christopher Curtis?
That is correct.
What are your thoughts about him?
Chris Curtis, he's a tough guy, He's been around the game for a while. He's a veteran. But at the end of the day, a fight's a fight, and I'm going to go in there and take him out. That's what I have to do.
Tell us a little bit about your team and how they've prepared you for this fight.
I have a great team. I'm surrounded by some of the best coaches, some of the best training partners, and we really all grow together. I have Mark Delagrati as my head coach. I've surrounded myself with some good wrestlers. I've been working with a boxing coach, Hector Bermudez. I've been working with a great jiu-jitsu coach, and just really rounding out my game. My training partners, we're in there, we're helping each other every day. If I'm not getting ready for a fight, I'm helping them prepare for a fight, and vice versa. So we're all growing together, and I feel like this camp, I've got all the pieces to the puzzle. It's all been put together, and it's been a great training camp. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to fight.
What is the biggest thing you've learned from your coaches?
I don't know yet. I'm still learning from them every single day. Every time I work with one of my coaches, I learn something new. So it's really hard for me to say what the biggest thing is. The biggest thing's probably yet to come. There's always new things to learn, and I'll be forever a student of the game.
Of your upcoming teammates, the ones that we haven't heard of yet, who's that next big breakout star that we should know about?
I believe we got a couple guys waiting in the wings, but I think next on the map is going to be a guy named Peter Barrett. I think a lot of you have probably heard of him. He's 9-2. He finishes guys. He's on the map. I guarantee he's going to be in the UFC within a year.
And then on social media, the websites and all that, where's the best place for fans to learn more about you?
So you can check me out on Facebook, just Sean Lally. Instagram, theunpredictable.1. I got a Snapchat. Don't ask me the name. You can send me a message on one of those platforms if you like. But yeah, give me a follow. I'm always posting fitness videos, fight videos, upcoming stuff. So check it out. I love the support. I love the energy.
Sounds great. Before I let you go, just final thoughts about just that whole preparation for this Contender Series fight.
I've had a great camp. Everything's gone perfectly. Less than 2 weeks out, and I'd suggest to tune in because I'm going in there to take Chris Curtis out. It's going to be a beautiful display of violence.